result. What do you think went wrong that kind of swayed the game towards Vancouver?
Yeah, it's tough talking about, to be honest. I don't think the start was good enough. They came out, they were flying, and I think we had a few early, giveaways and stuff that was just a bit sloppy coming out of the gates. And we continually talk about that first goal and how important it is, and we let them get it. So I think the start, first and foremost, wasn't good enough.
What do you feel like was the main turning point? A lot of people are pointing to either the miss that was by Milano or the red card that should have been given to Waston. Which one was more for you guys felt like detrimental?
Hey, I think all over the field tonight we weren't good enough. You can point to those things, and they definitely probably changed the game. I didn't have a good angle on the Waston hit on Audie, so I don't even know what that looked like to comment on it. Obviously, that chance at that point in the game to get back to even would have been huge. But we had other chances too in the game in that first half, even though we didn't feel like we came out and played the way we should have. We had enough chances to get ourselves back in it, and we didn't do it.
Obviously, it was an up and down season for you guys all year. From your perspective, are there a few things you can point to when you look at the season of where things went wrong?
Yeah, I mean, the glaring one is the form on the road. I've been asked those questions from you guys all year of how we turn it around, and that'll be the big one, I think, for the group next year is how you're more consistent and how, the few years before where we picked up so many wins and we felt confident. And I think the group still is confident, but when you give up that first goal, especially on the road, it's tough. And so I think that'll probably be the main thing. Obviously, we won more games than we had ever had at home, which kept us in things, but the road form has definitely got to get better if you want to be in the playoffs.
The Coach Porter mentioned in his postgame that there were nerves on the back end from some of the guys. Was that like a clear indication of missing players like Borgers, Ridgewell, and Chara in there?
I can't speak for everyone. I think there's always going to be nerves in big games like this. The reality is usually when these big games have come up, like they did last week in Colorado, our group has stepped up. Today it wasn't good enough, and we realized that, and we lose because of it.
As a veteran player, you obviously know what it takes to go and win a title like you guys did last year. This group, this year, is this a group that you think would have made moves in the playoffs had you guys been able to make it through?
Yeah, I do. I think it's crazy to say one result on the road here. You get a win here, and you get that confident feeling, 2 wins in a row going into the playoffs. That's what we talked about all week, but it didn't happen today. But I think that group in the locker room does have what it takes to make a run, and I don't think a lot of teams would have been too excited about facing us if they had to.
And what do you take away? This is one game, but you've had years as a Timber. What do you take away from your time with Portland?
Yeah, it's been an amazing 6 years. There's been a ton of ups and downs. But for me, it's just a matter of thanking everyone in the organization, our fans that were absolutely incredible, whether it's here or on the road. We owe so much as players to them, and unfortunately we couldn't get it done today for them, but I know that group next year will pick themselves up, and we'll have a great year.